of my favorite things to do, once I've got about 4 or 5 wraps over the quill stem of the feather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some little sharps type tweezers, or you can use a half-hitch tool if you have one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch my tying thread here and make a half hitch here, right over the eye of the hook. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to slide another one up in there like that, another one, and another one. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a double like that. Put 2 doubles back to back. Pull that down up under here. Run your scissors straight up here and clean that up. Now, it's a pretty nice looking little parachute. If you determine that this post is a little gangly looking and maybe too tall, if it's too tall, it'll kind of make the fly want to fall over a bit. Okay, we want the fly to use the post as a rudder when we cast it, so that when it lands, that the parachute causes it to land like this. But if this is too tall, when it hits the water, it'll have a tendency to fall over. So a lot of times what I want to do is I want to consider that I want this to be about the same length as the outside fibers here. So I'll come here and kind of clean up the post a bit like that. Now, a lot of guys like the post to be something bright. You know, if it's something bright like this, or calf tail is really good because it's kind of bristly and it's white and it stands up and it's really bright and it shows up good. There's a very nice yellow grizzly parachute, and if you want, underneath here, as you finish it off, you can dub a little yellow dubbing up under here, and just dub the nose of it if you want to, or you can just finish it with your tying thread, which I think is honestly just as good. Okay. Now, to make this fly stay together a little better, what I generally like to do is apply a touch of head cement right at the base of the feather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my head cement needle here, and I'm going to come in here with a drop like this, pull the post back, and right at the base drop that in there. That's going to go down in there. It's going to soak all that windings of the hackle feather, and it's going to make the post very permanent. And I kind of spread the post a little like this to make sure that the adhesive runs down in there rather than staying all up in the post and making the post a hard mess. So that drop that I put in there was a little large. You're really better off if you can use a little smaller drop at that point. I just got a little bit too much in there. There's a very nice grizzly parachute. If you take that adhesive that you put there, and we also want some of it right on our tying thread, so because we want to make sure that we finish off our tying thread good. Now, if you're a good whip finisher, I tie a good whip finish. If you're a good whip finisher, you can grab all of these fibers and pull them back and do your whip finish right here, instead of, the half hitch. But for a lot of guys, the half hitch in that area is just a whole lot easier. There we go, a grizzly parachute.